الآن يمكنكم المشاركة في مبادرة الأيام الرقمية تحت شعار انطلق بقوة مع جوجل، والتي يتناول فيها خبراء جوجل عناوين جديدة أسبوعيا مثل السحابيات، مهارات من جوجل، أندرويد، فلتر، ذكاء الآلة، فايربيس، ديزاين ثينكينج، مقسمة إلى دورات وورشات عمل يومية بالإضافة إلى مسابقات أسبوعية. شاهد الأيام الرقمية مباشرة على اليوتيوب وشارك رأيك وأسئلتك مع خبراء جوجل، واحصل على شهادة حضور في كل محاضرة تشترك فيها. هذا وأكثر من الأحد إلى الخميس ابتداء من الساعة 9 بتوقيت دبي عبر الرابط المبين youtube.com/gdgmena.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. So the topic for today will be cybersecurity and what to do when it gets physical. My name is Yana, and I'm a senior manager of information security and compliance at ShortPoint. Usually I always start with a small disclaimer. So the whole presentation, all information you see in this presentation is publicly available. It's based on my own experience, own knowledge, and own research. And if I will be referring to a few vendors throughout the presentation or solutions, again, it's recommendations, my personal ones. They're based on those on my personal research, and you are encouraged to do your own research. And please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, or probably LinkedIn will be the best in case you find something better, you find some really cool solutions. I'm always curious to hear about them. So basically, yes, you're welcome to do your own research. So let's start. And I'm not sure if you guys, I would like to engage. I would like you to engage with me throughout the presentation. Please send your notes in the chat. I would like to see you engaging, asking questions. I will be looking at the chat and answering them. And also I will have some questions to you. So please have your chat ready so I can see those comments. And a quick recap. I don't know how many of you, if you can already start engaging, how many of you saw my presentation on establishing cybersecurity mind? If you could please let me know if I have anyone who already saw the previous one, that would be great. And in case this is the first time that you are seeing me and listening to me, a quick recap for you. So in my previous presentation, I was talking about importance of the cybersecurity in corporate and real life. So we reviewed some real life incidents and consequences, type of hackers and motivational factors. And also I shared a few bonus tips and tricks. So for your personal cyber resilience, here is a QR code. Please feel free to scan it and watch it later, because there's really some cool stuff that I'm sharing. So I would love you to actually check it out, because there will be some stuff that I will be repeating today, but also there will be something new that is kind of a reference. So please also scan QR code and save it to watch it on your free time. So the agenda for today will be physical security in the age of technology. I'm going to discuss who would want to hack you and why. So that was, we discussed it last time, so I will be repeating. It's really cool to kind of go through it again, just to have it inside your mind, just to memorize. What can you do in such situations basically how you can help your community become cyber resilient? I'm also checking the chat right now. Hello from Tunisia. So nice to see you guys here. And okay, so I have first timers here. But I hope you scan QR code so you can refer. But GDGmena also has it on their YouTube channel, so you can find me. The topic, establishing cybersecurity mindset. So we're going to start with physical security in the age of technology. And I always like to mention it a lot. No man is an island. It's a quote by John Donne, the English poet, and I feel it resonates with the cybersecurity a lot. People are not isolated islands. We are all a part of a larger thing. And if one person is affected, everyone is affected. Why? Because human is a social being. We are born into a family, community, the society. We belong to a certain city, country, mentality, beliefs. We have friends, peers, colleagues. We have different interests in our lives. We engage with people a lot. We're social beings. So the same way our circles affect us, we affect them too. So hackers need only one person, and I can see that someone is asking for the QR code again. So guys, please, you can just Google establishing cybersecurity mindset. It's also saved in live sessions in the same channel, GDG MENA. So you can definitely find it. I'm there and you can watch it at your free time. So just remember, establishing cybersecurity mindset. It's the topic of the previous presentation. Coming back to no man is an island. So the same way I was mentioning a lot about the corporate in the previous presentation, when when the corporations, huge corporations, get affected through one entry point, through one small vendor, or through one person who clicked the wrong link, downloaded the wrong attachment. So hackers need just one person or just one entry point to reach their target. So when it comes to us in our real life, as I mentioned, we are all part of some circles of friends, peers, colleagues, and so on. So we all can be targeted through some people, or other people can get hacked through us. So because we all part of some circles. So now let me explain in more detail why anyone can be hacked. Here you can see everything is online. All our devices are connected between each other, some through cell carrier, Wi-Fi network, corporate or student network, certain applications, and so on. So as per Parks Associates research, in the US, internet households now own an average of 16 connected devices. There is another research I couldn't find, so to refer to it, who exactly, I don't want to be mistaken. I think it was Oracle who predicted that in 2023, there will be 3.6 devices on average per person being used. But again, I don't want to state it's Oracle. So just keep it in mind. So here you can see that we also send 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day. So that's based on the statistics of 2020. And quintillion is the number with 18 zeros. Imagine the size. We have phones, tablets, laptops. We use Wi-Fi at home, at work, public Wi-Fi. And not every public Wi-Fi is even password protected or has a basic protection. We drive smart cars, have smart homes. We do online shopping. We order delivery. Everyone uses online banking. So you see how much our life is becoming more and more connected to the internet. We all connected to each other. So also you can see that I mentioned here 6 handshake rule. Like I mentioned before, sorry, I think, let me see, the slides are moving. Are slides moving for you guys? Just I wanted to know, to see your feedback. Can you see the slides are moving? Okay. Anything else? Yes? Okay, perfect. So we talked about no man is an island. And I'm here now. Anyone can be hacked. And I'm talking about, so we are here on this slide right now. I mentioned about the research, Perks Associates in the US. Household average is 16 devices, 2.5 quintillion bytes of data is created every day as per 2020. Now it's even more. I'm talking right now about 6 handshake rule. So 6 handshake rule, basically, as I mentioned, no man is an island. 6 handshake rule, the same thing. And this handshake rule is pretty old. So can you imagine right now, we are more and more connected online, all our services, everything is online. So I believe that it's not even 6 anymore. It can be much less, but 6 handshake rule that you can be connected to any person in the world through 6 other different people. So the same works online as no man is an island. We're social beings. Like I mentioned, you can be hacked through some other people, which can be collateral damage. And the same way you can be a collateral damage when some of your friends are targeted. So because we are connected to each other, if, for example, you have a friend who is an influencer, has thousands of followers, creates beautiful content, different topics, they become very interesting for hackers. And still in social media accounts on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, it's a very popular thing right now. It's very well spread. So if you have famous friends, or you have friends who are working for very recognized companies like Google, for example, and you're connected to them, and everyone can see that you're connected through LinkedIn, other social media accounts. So you can be used as a stepping stone to reach the person, which is basically you become collateral damage because you get hacked because one of your friends or one of the connections that you know are targeted. The same way you can be targeted, and your friends can be used to target you, to reach you. For example, you got a job at Google, you start working for Google, you are a developer, and developers, I mentioned this a lot, developers, you guys are the holy grail for hackers. You have so much access to sensitive data, to very confidential data. So that's why anyone would actually want to have your access. As more devices, appliances, and vehicles are hooked up to the internet, physical safety is at risk. Hackers can break into our home devices. They can peer at our children through our baby cameras. They can snoop around through home security cameras. They can listen in on us through our home assistant devices. They can gain control of our cars. They can also hack into implantable devices in our bodies, such as pacemakers or insulin pumps. As more and more of our sensitive data is maintained about us, as our biometric information is gathered and stored, such as fingerprints, eye scans, facial data, DNA when it comes to healthcare, what will the future look like if it's not kept secure, if all this data is not kept secure? So let me move to another slide. Let me know if the slides start freezing to you again. Just I'm going to announce when I'm moving, so you keep me posted. Let's look into some quite fascinating statistics. I'm not going to go into much detail, but imagine how much data is online everywhere. You can see here, I don't know if you want to take a screenshot, look into your free time, but this is huge numbers. And just for the reference, 1 petabyte is 1,000 terabytes. So that much data we send online, and that much data is stored about us online. So another slide. Here you can see the data volume. So zettabyte is, I'm so sorry. Someone ran my bell door, but I'm just going to ignore it. 1 zettabyte is approximately equal to 1,000 exabytes or 1 billion terabytes. Imagine, it's huge. And you can see the projections for 2023 and 2024. So if you can see how much data is being sent online on daily basis, and it will only grow, all this storage. Data is, I wouldn't even say becoming, it is already the most expensive resource in our life. and it will continue being that. So there is dark web. On dark web, data is being sold, bought every minute. Someone is stealing data, putting it on the dark web. They are trading it between each other, different chunks. There's different price lists. So dark web is full of data. And there is some data even about us. I don't want to scare you. There's nothing to be scared of. There's data scattered everywhere, and it's all publicly available. So it's unavoidable that some of it can get we can end up in the dark web. So speaking about hacking, so there is an example. Like I mentioned, that all our devices are connected online right now. So example with Tesla hack by David Colombo. By the way, let me know in the comments if you know David Colombo, who is that guy. So at the age of 19, he hacked 25 Teslas around the world. He's a good guy, by the way. So it's not a bad guy. David Colombo is on our side in the cybersecurity. He's an ethical hacker. He is bug bounty. So he found a vulnerability in Tesla, and he was able, exploiting this vulnerability and actually investigating how much more can I do having that access. So what can I actually do? So he hacked 25 Teslas around the world in different locations across all continents, and he tried running different commands. You can also Google David Colombo, you'll find more details. So he could control the car remotely because API tokens are basically equal to digital keys of Tesla. So I can see he's my hero. Yeah. So this guy is a very good guy. But just imagine that what if it wasn't David Colombo? What if it wasn't a good guy? What if it was a bad guy? And we're going to move to it forward. I'm going to talk about it a bit later, so I'll refer to it. But what if it was a bad guy? And a collateral damage of a bad guy testing how much he can do with different Teslas across the world. Imagine the size. You got a Tesla, your parents got a Tesla, someone from your family or friends got a Tesla, and then there's a bad guy exploiting the vulnerability of Tesla and testing out what he can actually do remotely with his car. So, yes, this is another example with Facebook data download. I mentioned it in the last presentation as well. So, let me know if you guys already tried it and you know about this feature that you can actually download all your Facebook data following this link. If you logged into your Facebook account, you can download all your data for the whole time. You can see there's custom timelines. You can choose what timeline you want to download your data from. And this will include everything, even the stuff you deleted. Even the stuff you posted on your wall, or you posted, you made a post and then you decided, okay, I'm going to delete it. You change your mind. So for example, or you said, you thought, okay, there's too much information I shared. I'm going to just delete it. And it will all be stored. It is all saved on Facebook and you can download it at any time, even that data that was deleted by you. So here you can see, and social media accounts as well, like Facebook, other social media accounts all of us have a few, at least 2, 3 more social media accounts, and we have friends there. We're connected to people, and everything is publicly available. I can see, yes, there's privacy settings, but you can still see that who you can be connected with, what circles you're part of, what activities you do, where you travel, if you post about your traveling, what hotels you visit, your communication style, even emojis you are using. This all can be copied. And if someone gets access to your Facebook account, they can download everything about you, everything about your friends, your interactions with them, even copy your communication style in order to reach someone else from your friends, because they know exactly what emojis you use, what topics you discuss, what is your, basically how you can communicate. So now, who would want to hack you and why? And this is the topic that is, I think, a lot of people get skeptical about it because they keep asking questions to themselves, or even out loud, or when I discuss it with my friends or in my circles, I hear that a lot. How is it even applicable to me? How is it applicable to my life, to my company, to the company I work for? And I like this metaphor about Schrodinger's cat. And if you are into quantum physics, then you probably heard of Schrodinger's cat, which is dead and alive at the same time. And the probability is the same until we actually open the box and find out the outcome. So the same is with hacking. Like I mentioned, you never know who you can be connected to, who you might know, what connections you have, who can be interesting for what, and at which point you can actually become the target or the collateral damage in this sense. So let's move, like I mentioned, the type when I spoke about David Colombo. So that's the information I wanted to talk about. Let's try to enter the hacker's mind. Here you can see the different types of hackers. They have different motivational factors behind their cyber attacks. I listed down all different types. However, today, due to the time constraint and applicability as well, we're going to review two types only. So the first type is lone hackers. Lone hackers operate on individual basis and they are motivated by their own desires. Emotional. Emotional can be any reason, really. It's life. People can be driven by emotions. It can be emotional, like revenge or something else. Then they also driven by financial rewards from ransoming, for example, or blackmailing, profiting from selling stolen data on the dark web, for example. They stole the data, they don't know what to do with it. Maybe it's not even applicable to them. They can sell it. Any data can be sold. They can also do it for bragging. Like, for example, hey, talking in their circles, hey, I hacked, I don't know, name any company there, and they had these security controls in place, and I tried different options and that worked. So they can do it for the sake of bragging, not even financial reward or any other profit, just for the sake of bragging. They can also test it out, their skills, upgrading their skills. They can just, it can be random. So they randomly come across different companies and they try out their skills and maybe upgrading their skills by learning and hacking from small companies or from individuals and moving forward. This way they learn. They can challenge themselves, okay, how far they can go. And the worst part, they can do it just for fun. Just for fun, because they have nothing to do. So anyone can be targeted. And the targets can be individual people, small companies, medium, bigger size, basically absolutely anyone. That's why I always talk about lone hackers as very dangerous type, because they're absolutely unpredictable. They motivated by their own desires. We don't know what's going on in their head. So that's why their target can be absolutely anyone, any person. And the second type, which is going to be applicable today as well, is petty criminals. They're mostly financially motivated individuals or groups who opportunistically exploit vulnerabilities in cybersecurity systems of individuals, organizations. They often lack the resources necessary to launch sophisticated attacks. So when attempting to access secured systems or data, petty criminals rely on overlooked vulnerabilities to create a path of little resistance. So their goal is to reap as much financial reward as possible from maybe targeting some customers, some companies for ransoming, or even individuals for blackmailing, or for selling the data that they can get access to. So they try to avoid as much risk as possible at the same time. So when they face a robust cybersecurity system or difficulties with targeting certain individuals or companies or groups, they are most likely to drop it and move to another less protected target. So these cyber criminals typically use malicious software. They can also develop malware to sell to other hackers. And for them, just remember, it is less risky to attack individuals and very small companies. That's why they are very, very dangerous in that sense. And I wanted to share one real life example of a scam. It's actually happened to me. So this is my WhatsApp screen. I'm sharing it with you. I checked with my CEO if I can share it with you as well. So a real life example of a scam. So in this case, it happened with me during the UAE national holiday on December, during holiday. So it actually happened with me on December 1st. And just remember, it's also for you to know, bad guys are especially active during the holiday season. So they sent me a WhatsApp message, as you can see here. Hello, good evening. And I saw the photo of my CEO, and also the name in WhatsApp was mentioning also Sami, the name of my CEO. And here you can see they were asking, I urgently need your assistance to help purchase some gift items for the nation and care for. If you guys can already tell me what's wrong with this message and what is the marker, if you can see, of a hacker, why it was already possible to identify it as a scam. I would like to see your comments if you already noticed something just based on this WhatsApp message, if you see something off. And this was a normal scam. So you can see that it was just me. It was a bit, yes, exactly. I can see the comment, urgent. Exactly. The sense of urgency. Scammers use the sense of urgency all the time. So they always try to lure you to make an action before you even can think about it. So they want something urgently from you. It's very, very important for them. So they want you to act before you start thinking. They want you to act before you can double check or take any other action or contact the person through other means of communication. They always want you to act right now. So a lot of people actually, because we are social beings, and lots of you guys, I know in our nature, it's being very nice. We would like to help each other. So in this case, lots of people fall for it. Unfortunately, I know people who actually do that. So they fall for the sense of urgency, because you want to help. You know this person. You really want to help. There's something important. It can be any other topic. They want you to send a code or money quickly because something happened. And it's a text, huh? It's never a call. It's always a text. So just, or a social media text when accounts get hacked. So please keep it in mind, the sense of urgency, already something off. So now, just looking at real life example as well, I wanted to ask you, we reviewed 2 types of hackers. What type of hacker do you think that was? If you can, if you would like to put something in the chat, what type of hacker? Was it a lone hacker or petty criminal? Who do you think it was? Could be. While you're thinking, I can also just give you more tips on top of that. When this happens to you and receive a message, and it feels legit, because when you want to help a person, when you want to help a friend or your colleague, someone someone is needing your help, this is your nature. You want to react, you want to help. And in this case, please take your time. 1 minute will not change anything, especially if it's a text. It's not a call, right? Just try to contact the person, call them, try to use other communication, double check if it's really true, if you really need to do that. That's very important. Double checking will never hurt. And it can even prevent hurting more people, because if you double check with this person might take an action and maybe, I don't know, get a back access to their account or something else. If it's WhatsApp message or text, then you will know for sure then it's a scam. So double checking is always important. So I can see I can see some guesses: petty criminal, lone hacker, and I will tell you the answer is both. It can be both, because here you can see lone hacker are very unpredictable. It can be one person. Petty criminals, it can be one, it can be a group of people. So in this case, it was to actually gain financial reward. And getting financial reward, it's a marker of both. So it could be either. So both answers are correct. Next. So what can you do in this case? When it comes to corporate, I'm just going to cover this topic quickly. Maybe it's not very applicable for today. So when it comes to corporate, be social. I will explain. I will elaborate more. So when you start working for Google, for example, you get a new job, you come to a company, and you start working for Google, any other company, be social. Try to social in a way that staying alert. Yes, staying alert. And if you are becoming very, very skeptical about every person, then it's just not going to make you look very nice, a very nice person. But if you just be alert and stay social, when a new person comes into your office and this person you've never seen, and you work for a company, it can be huge company, but it's in your department, and you've never seen this person. They come into the office. They can be a new employee. Maybe they haven't had a chance to be introduced yet, but try to engage with them, interact, welcome them, be nice, and find out who is this, just to make sure it's indeed a new employee and not some other person, stranger who was able to walk into the office and maybe do some harm. There can be different options how hackers can actually exploit physical security of the office. And there can be delivery or courier guys coming in. Never ignore them. You can help them as well. Be social, be nice. Try to maybe help them around and see if you can navigate them to the right person, and really make sure that it's a delivery and courier guy, and they have nothing bad in their mind. So there are lots of advantages. First of all, you're staying alert. You always cautious about strangers or people you see for the first time. And on the other hand, it makes you be a nice person, be very social. So it's good. It's advantages on both sides. And if you guys gonna work for Google, so I know for a fact that in Google, cybersecurity culture is a huge thing. And I can definitely tell you from experience of my friends working for Google as well, you can hear even employees talking about security even during lunch breaks on a daily basis. They are not a part of security team, cybersecurity internal team, but they talk about security during lunch breaks, discussing different hacks or something else. So cybersecurity culture is a huge thing in Google, and for lots of companies, it is already and will be becoming one of the most important things. So for you to know this, when you blend in, it will be a plus for you as well, a personal plus, that you have that cybersecurity mindset. So what can you do? Just gonna quickly, I will discuss more. Be careful when using public spaces. I'm gonna talk the tips I'm discussing here, they're more high level because I wanna make this more applicable. I'm not gonna go into lots of technical. I'm not gonna discuss corporate anymore, because when it comes to the office, there's so much more that needs to be taken care of when it comes to physical security. But let's talk about you, each one of you, each person in this world, what can we actually do to protect us and your friends, basically everyone around you. Be careful when using public spaces. Your passwords should not be visible to anyone. I know with remote work, with lots of flexibility in IT world, we can work from anywhere, we can travel, we can, basically all we need is just internet connection. So, or you're freelancing, for example. So your password should not be visible to anyone. When you come to work from Starbucks, please make sure that behind you is a wall and there's no CCTV camera even that. So don't show your screen to anyone. Your screen should not be visible to anyone. Use privacy screen covers even. It's really important. Like, get one for your screen. Use privacy screen covers. It's really cool feature. It's a really cool thing to have, and I really advise you to do so when you visit lots of coffee shops or restaurants, other public spaces where you work or you have sensitive information. Even if you're not even working, but you have your laptop with you or your phone, and you need to urgently use your mobile banking application, or you need to send someone very sensitive information related to healthcare or something else. It's sensitive information. So you still use privacy screen covers. Don't type your passwords. Don't show your screen. Do not leave your devices unattended. I know for those, if you guys attending from UAE and like from other safe countries where you can basically leave your stuff unattended anywhere, and you know for sure it will never be stolen, nothing will be done to it, will not be damaged. Still, do not leave your devices unattended, not even from the stealing perspective, from the risk of losing it, but also from someone actually being able to, get to actually do something on your laptop, including removable media. So removable media, flash drives, or they can be infected. They can actually leave removable media, flash drive next to you with some note or something like this. And because humans are also curious creatures, sometimes you cannot imagine how many times it actually works when someone leaves a flash drive and out of curiosity, people insert it into their laptop. So always lock your devices, even when you're at home. So not because you cannot trust your family, it's just about someone by accident can download something or open your email that is not supposed to be open. So just please be always careful. It has to be a habit. Lock your screen, or if you're in public place, even take your stuff with you. Even going to the bathroom, it's really important to do. It's not ridiculous things to advise. Please take care of your physical security. It's very important. You never know who can be there. And lone hackers, like I mentioned, they can be unpredictable. Again, avoid using public Wi-Fi. I can see actually, do not connect charging cable anywhere. Yes, I agree with that. Have your charging cables. It's a very good tip. Have your charging cables with you. Do not use just anyone's. There's lots of, I'm not going to go in very technical details, but more cautious you are, better for you. And this is really true. And lots of things can be done, especially with lone hackers or petty criminals. They can exploit any possibility. And when you're a public place, you never know who are with you in this public place. The same thing, avoid using public Wi-Fi. Avoid using public Wi-Fi because you never know who can be connected to it. And especially when this public network is unprotected and does not, or has very basic protection, or has no password at all. So this is maybe you could use cell carrier. Maybe you can give yourself hotspot from your own device. This is much better because you can never know. Like again, the reference to Schrodinger's cat. The possibilities, until it happens, you never know. The next one, so they speak for themselves. Do not share your location in real time on social media. Why it's important? I never do that. I never share my location in real time on social media. If you have Instagram account or where you can share your location, it's taking care of your physical security. Of course, you're more than welcome. I'm never saying you should be living in a bubble, not being connected online, not posting anything. Of course, it's our nature. We are sharing. It's okay. Everyone is connected on social media. We're connected to different people, relatives, families, friends overseas. We share about life. It's normal. You're welcome to share places you go or recommendations or something you want to share with the world. It's fine, but try to share as less as possible when it comes to information you give out. So, for example, your location, the physical location, it can play out in different ways. So if you share in something, maybe share it a day later. It's fine. If it's Instagram stories, wait a little bit, share it hours later after you leave this place, because it's about your physical security. And the scenarios are endless. For example, someone wants to maybe, I'm not going to say those things, but it's kind of like break into your house, for example, and they need to know that you are out of the country. Or if you are targeted for certain things, they know your physical location. If it's groups of criminals and you are the target, or they can connect through you to other people, it's always very, very important to share as less as possible. And do not type or discuss sensitive information in public. So you know how you never know who can be listening or who can be watching. You know this when you shop, you go into the mall, and I guess in all countries we have it everywhere, different loyalty programs. I really don't like that when you come and you buy something to the pharmacy. Here in Dubai, you go to Life Pharmacy and they ask you out loud, what is your mobile number? And this is also, mobile number should never be shared, and you never know who is in the same room with you and how this information can be used. And then mobile numbers, the way for example, they try to scam me, sending me a WhatsApp message, or they can send SMS, or they can call you and try to lure you into doing things or give out sensitive information about you. Your mobile number is very sensitive information, and you should never share it in public. And of course, other sensitive information should never be discussed or even typed in public where people can see what you do. So next one. So what can help you with that? I talked about what not to do. So then you can be asking, okay, if I'm in a public place, then what can I do if I'm not supposed to type my passwords in public, or I'm not supposed, or I cannot type my credit card information or something else? So what can you do? So a very simple tip is use a password manager plus MFA. So password managers, it's amazing tool. You can recommend it to your friends. You can, and I recommend to you to start using password manager. Get yourself one. Here I put keeper and password. One password. These are two password managers. I did research, personal research. You're welcome to do your own. I can give you tips how to search for the good password manager that could fit you. Also take care of from the security point of view. So, but a bit later. So password manager can help you to never type your passwords in public, because they have feature to generate passwords for you. Moreover, you will never even have to remember them. So it will autofill it for you. Better to set like at least 20 characters. It will be just a random sequence of different characters. There's no way you can ever remember those. So they can help you to keep your passwords unique for every source. And so they can help you also if you enable masking feature, which means that you will not even be able to see your passwords when you are in public. So you just press autofill, it does it for you. You don't have to type anything. And you don't even have to type your credit or debit card information, because password managers can do it for you as well. So how do you choose your password manager? There is I think the most important thing for you, you can look into different features, of course, UX, UI, what they can do, what information they have. There's lots of them. They have some cool features. Each one of them has unique features, but in the combination of features, they basically doing the same thing. Great. The most important thing that you want to look in your password manager, they should never have trackers. Trackers, you can even Google them. Trackers is basically a third party connected to your password manager, and they can collect information about you from the password manager. For example, usage data, because they want to improve something, so they collect usage data. But it's basically a vendor being connected to the vault with your passwords, and you don't want that. You don't want any other third-party vendor to be connected to the most precious thing that you have, your passwords. That's why it's important to get one with 0 trackers. Keeper and 1Password both have 0 trackers. I can mention a few if you're already using one or know about them. LastPass has 7 trackers, crazy amount. I don't know why they need so many. Even 1 is already too much. Dashlane has 4. So when you're looking for a password manager, please don't go just for the one who looks the prettiest or has the most features that you like or find really cool. Go for your security. So Keeper, 1Password would be great. My personal favorite one is Keeper. They have encryption on the vault level, but they also have encryption on the each record level, on each password level. So they're really great. If you have more questions, you can ask me as well. You can connect me with me on LinkedIn, because there's so much I can share, but it can be too much for you today. And we also are running a bit out of time, but please feel free to connect with me, ask me anything. I would love to share more, and I'm always open to any discussions. Another service I want to recommend to you when it comes to your physical security, and when it comes to when you have to share your information with loyalty programs, because you do want to get those air miles, or you do want to get your bonus points or cashback, right? We want that. It's really cool to have. So when you are forced to share information with people that you don't know and sensitive, your email address is sensitive information, your mobile phone is a very sensitive information, and of course banking information, there's no doubt, right? So Cloaked app, this is again my personal research. I just found it. It's in beta version, but if you really like it, you can search for it, read about it. If you really like it, you can sign up into a waiting list, because I'm definitely gonna start using it and test it out. I hope they do amazing job, because this service is gonna let you keep your email and phone number private. So you can get yourself an email address from Cloaked app or phone number that will be redirecting everything, forwarding everything to your real email address and your real phone number, but you will never have to give out your real information. There's maybe later, maybe in the next session, if you guys are interested, drop comments if you want to hear about social engineering. So they talk about different scenarios, and basically the reality in this world is hackers can hack anyone, absolutely anyone, knowing their full name and email address. That's all they need. Just full name and email address. And there's lots of ways how they can find out all other different information, using public resources, using your social media accounts, using the, I don't know, furniture shop that you go to and order stuff from. And so there's lots of things. It has to be a separate session on it. If you're interested, drop the comments so we will know for the future that we're going to speak about social engineering. But this is for you to know how little do hackers need to actually be able to hack a person if they really want to. So that's why you always need to stay alert, and please be very careful before taking any action. and sharing any information. So, and the last part, just to sum it all, help your community become cyber resilient. With all information I shared today, I know it's very high level. I'm hoping to expand more on more topics in the future to give more information, because it can be very overwhelming. The biggest point of everything that we discussed today, this is not scary to know. I mean, it can sound scary when you know that it's so easy to actually target someone, and there are so many different ways where you can be affected in a negative way, where you are not even the target. So in this situation, when it comes to the cybersecurity, it doesn't. The most important thing is you cannot ignore it. So it's not the case where you know less and you sleep better. It's not the case that if you ignore it, it will go away, or maybe, let's hope, it will never happen to you personally or your friends or your family. In this case, it's the most important thing is to be aware, and to be aware yourself, and to create this awareness among your circles of friends, family, colleagues, wherever you go. Please share this knowledge, even if it's high level, but there are really nice tips that can help anyone, your parents, for example, or your sisters, brothers, your peers, your colleagues, whoever you study with, or do different activities. It's really important to create that cyber resilient community among yourself, because more people take care of their own security, less options and less ways, and it's much harder for hackers to get what they want. Remember, no man is an island, and protecting yourself and your social circles, means protecting yourself in the future. So please pass this information forward, and I really hope to connect with you as well. And I would love to answer any questions you guys have today. If you don't and you want to think about it, you can connect with me. Just search on LinkedIn, Yana Li, short point. You can find me, connect with me, ask me questions. I'm always open. And if you have more ideas or you have solutions to recommend, I would also love to hear about it from you. So, yeah. No, I looking at the chat, no more questions. Okay, I see. You're interested to know about the social engineering topic. Perfect. Yeah, social engineering is amazing. Social engineering is something, it's a huge topic. And there are so many scenarios how people fall for different tricks and how more sophisticated they get all the time. All the time. So they, sometimes it can be very, very, for you clear, okay, this is a scam. So this is mass email sending, and you can definitely see that it's a weird email address, and it's just they want me to click a link. But with more and more time, they get more sophisticated. Hackers get more advanced. They learn more. Groups, they become, they use more sophisticated software, different tools, and especially social engineering. It's called social engineering because they social engineer their way through different channels to get to know more about a person, use this information to actually make you or your friends or someone you know believe this is really someone you know or someone they know. So yeah, okay, social engineering, we'll make a session about it for sure. Okay, I don't see any more questions. Okay, I see technical question. How to anticipate the potential scenarios of a cyber attack, internal, external, on the computer system and the network infrastructure of a startup? This is a great question. This is more related to potential scenarios. I think I need to make a separate session on it. if you guys can give me feedback, how many of you want to know about it. Mohammed, I would love you to connect with me on LinkedIn. I can give you information about it on LinkedIn and messages. This is related to corporate infrastructure, even if it's a very small one, and regardless if it's a cloud, hybrid, or on-premise based. So there's a lot of things you can do. So that's my specialty. I actually take care of cybersecurity program at SharePoint. So, and I can share with you lots of information. I'm not talking about corporate today because we have lots of people who are more interested about on an individual basis, and I would like it to be applicable for everyone. But in terms of company and corporate structure, regardless of the size, even if you're 2 people, if it's a small startup, I can share with you lots of information. So please pin me on LinkedIn. I will be happy to. And if there's more interest in that, I can, of course, make a session about it as well. Okay. Nice to meet you, Amna, too. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Thank you so much, guys, for today, for attending, participating in the chat, and engaging a lot. Thank you. It was really nice, and yeah, I'm happy to see you more in the future sessions.